Okay, so part two, because I got cut off. Part two to what we was talking about, holiness. And so I left off. I said, somebody said, well, I don't want to be looking old. I'm a young woman. I want to, look sexy and things like that. And I'm going to say you can look stylish, and you can be with certain styles that they have out. But as a woman of God, there is a presentation. Now, again, I'm going to use the job for instance. You got a dress code. So in the household of faith, it's nothing wrong with you wearing your pantsuit, even maybe your jeans. But let me make this note. If your church now has some rules where they don't want the women to wear pants, and I know that might be preposterous, but I'm going to tell you what our old pastor wife told us. You should obey them that have rule over you. So if your church say we don't want women in the pulpit wearing pants, or we don't want women wearing pants that's in any type of leadership role, then you should follow the rules of that house. It don't mean that you going to hell. It don't mean none of that. It don't mean that you ain't that you're not being holy. It just means, and it don't mean, let me say this, it don't mean nobody trying to control you either. Because I know we got some issues with some things with leadership as it relates to the church. And a lot of time people want to say, oh, they just controlling. But see, when your job tell you that you can't come here looking any kind of way, you ain't got no problem with that. And you going to abide by their rules. So I'm going to need us to abide by the rules in the household of God. And if you don't like the rules there, if you feel like you can't follow that man or woman of God, then it's probably best for you to go to them and let them know that you're going to be exiting. Because the worst thing you could do is be under somebody's leadership, number one, and don't listen to them. Okay? And don't submit yourself to them. And I ain't talking about nobody that is really just all about controlling you. I'm talking about leaders that is chosen by God, pastors that's after God's own heart, that is trying to lead you and teach you and love you. And all the time it ain't gonna feel good what they saying to you, but a real parent gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. And so we having a problem today because a lot of us don't want nobody to tell us nothing to do. Don't want anybody to tell us what to do in church. But everywhere else in the world, you got to follow the rules and regulations, and we ain't got a problem with that. We only have a problem when it's in a household of faith. Why is that, you all? Why is that? Okay, so basically, holiness is the way you live. I will say that if we gonna bring dressing into it as it become a women of God or men of God, I would say that yes, we as the people of God should dress in modest apparel. We should not be wearing things. We shouldn't be trying to look like the people that is not saved, or we should not be dressing the same way we used to dress before we got saved. I'm gonna use myself for example, okay, and then I'm finna cut this video. Before I got saved, I dressed very provocative, and some of the things I said that we shouldn't wear in church, these are some of the things that I used to wear on the outside. The mini skirts, real high, and breasts out everywhere. Okay, so I used to dress like that, and I really wasn't trying to entice nobody. I just felt like I was sexy, and so I just wore what I wanted to wear. I like dressing, and I just like to dress like that. But then the Lord, when I got saved and filled with the Holy Ghost, the Lord began to show me how to dress. And that's another thing. God will show you how to dress. Sometimes you can put on things after being saved and you think it's okay, and the Holy Ghost lets you know, take that off. You need to go change that. Or that split is too high. That split coming all the way up your thigh. You need to sew that down some. You can have a split, but you need to sew it down some. And just to help somebody else out, no, you don't have to wear your dress or your skirt down to your ankles, okay? If you like long skirts and long dresses, ain't nothing wrong with it. But if you a person that just like to wear, just, a regular skirt, suit, or dress or whatever that go to your knees or whatever, that's fine. And it's no problem with that. Just remember, when you sit down, your dress, your skirt, it will rise up. And so if you're on that front row or you're in that pulpit, you do need to cover it up because, first of all, we don't want to be a stumbling block. Secondly, it's just a better look. It's a better look as the people of God, as the women of God. And men, a lot of times we don't see a whole lot with the men with, dressing out of the way, or sometimes you see that. And so I just say for the men, we don't need to see your print. We're not looking for that. And sometimes people are not looking for things, but because things are so tight, you can't help but to see it. So I just wanted to let you all know that holiness is a holy lifestyle. Basically, is living a separate life from what the world lives, and you living your life. I'm living my life unto